Hi, and welcome to another edition of Coffee and Conversation with me, Kathy Jackson. So, today, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not live, this is pre taped because I'm in training all week. And so, this will be the only video that I post this week. But today, I want to give you something juicy to chew on while I'm away. So, today, we're going to talk about the corporate trap. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, I might offend a few people. I'm not, it's not my intention to offend, just to wake you up to the trick that's been played on us. And I don't think it was intentional, but we're caught in a corporate trap where you're caught in a corporate trap. I've escaped. So I want to help you escape as well. What do I mean? Most people, we spend about a third of our lives going to work. And 70% of the people surveyed said that they dislike what they do. They're disgruntled at work. They're depressed because they have to go somewhere and spend more time at a place they hate than they do it with their family and friends. And a lot of them are destitute even though they work every day. They live check to check, or as some people say, check to Monday. Some people don't even make it to the next check. They get paid on Friday and they broke on Monday. But we got to go in so that we can keep that cycle going. Have you ever just sat back and thought like, God, there's got to be another way. It's got to be an easier way. So I have been studying this thing, and this is what my new book is about. It's called Just Because You Know It Doesn't Make It Right. And the premise is I'm gonna show you how to paint a prettier picture for your life and business. Meaning, if you were to look in the mirror and envision the life that you imagined when you were a kid, and you look in the mirror now, is that the reflection that you see? Are you living the life that you want to live, working it where you want to work, have the kids and the family that you wanted to have? Like, what does your life look like? If it doesn't match up to what you had imagined, it's okay. It's okay. But if you ever want to get it on track, then you've got to start doing some things a little different. And so I compare what it takes for an artist to create a masterpiece, and that's what you can do with your life. I'm not going to go into all the details of that, but I just want to talk about how we got here. Basically, the title, we do what we do because of what we were taught, even if it no longer serves us. What do I mean? I mean, we all are a reflection of our childhood. How we grew up, who we grew up around, all of those things, how we eat, our health, it's all based on things that we learned growing up. If you grew up in a house where they were health conscious and ate well, as an adult, you probably carry that tradition on. If you ate a lot of soul food like we did as an adult, you kind of carry that tradition on. You know, your food patterns are the same. They're patterned after what you learned growing up. Well, a lot of us, when we grew up, we were told that the way forward is education. See, I came from very humble beginnings. I like to say that because it was more than humble. We was broke. We were poor. Um, but back then, poor people could go to college on a grant, not a loan. And so I was very blessed that I was able to go away to school. And I was the first person in my family to go away to school and graduate. And then I followed that pattern and I got a good job. Seriously, I had a 20-year career in HR and I made good money. You know, when I first left school, I thought all I needed to make was $35,000 a year to be successful. But it's based on your environment. And in my environment at that time, $35,000 a year was good money. Fortunately, I expanded my horizons, and I got around some people who started talking about making six figures. And the first time I heard that, I was blown away. I didn't know that you could do that. I just didn't know. I seen it on TV, but there's a big disconnect in where I live, my zip code, and the people on TV. So it never dawned on me that I could make six figures. But gratefully, I was around people who understood that, and they stretched my mind. And so then, of course, that was a goal, and we've been able to do that. And now I've been around people who have stretched my mind about business ownership, and so I've been able to do that. And now I'm around people who are making seven figures, and that's the new goal. So I've been very blessed that I've been able to break out of the mold that I was in, and we really truly molded to go to school, get a good job, get an education, and get a good job. And by all standards, I was successful. You know, but if you check everything off on the sheet, I had it, I did it, I had a house, kid went to private school, I traveled a lot, you know, check, check, check. Great life. I have no complaints. But I struggled. Mostly because I didn't do well with my money, but that's another conversation. We'll talk about that too. But what I didn't have was freedom. And I didn't have choice. See, no matter how much you make on a job, you might make six figures on the job. I made six figures. I know how it goes. But you build your lifestyle up to meet it, and so you're still in debt. And at the end of the day, if you don't get up and go to that job, it's cut off. It's gone. So you have no control over it. Or maybe you do get up and go. And then guess what? COVID-19 hit. Shelter in place. Guess what? Job on hold. Furlough. Laid off. Dissolved. Gone. Now what do? You go and get another job. Maybe in the same field, maybe in a different field. Or if you can't find a job, then what do? You go back to school. Or let's say you're in your job and there's a position that you've been trying to get to for 10 years and they've never given it to you. See, that given to you, that's a key word. And so you go to your boss and you say, what do I need to do to advance to the next level? Because you know you're qualified. You've been doing the job. You've trained people who have come in over you. They brought their nephews and cousins in and put them over you with no experience. You can't feel good about that. But we learn to accept it because it's really all we know. You know, so they tell you, well, yeah, you know, you can qualify, but you need more education. You know, you need another degree. So you go back to school, you spend $40,000 on a degree so you can get a $10,000 promotion. Or even if it's a $20,000 promotion, you're still $40,000 in debt. That just doesn't make sense to me. So you're constantly going in circles. You're like on a wheel and there's no way off. You don't make enough money. Even if you make six figures, you don't make enough money. They control your time. You have to ask them when you can go on vacation. And they can tell you no, and you won't go. Why do we do it? Because we need the money. And because we need the benefits. That's what we'll say. But you know what? If you own your own business, you make money. And if you make enough money, you can purchase your benefits. Because guess what happens on those benefits on the job? They're good as long as you're healthy. Mess around and get sick. You're going to find out what limits mean. You know, when you signed the paperwork, they told you it was limits. But you didn't pay any attention because you were healthy. You'll find out what limits mean quickly. But see, if you have enough money, you can purchase benefits. You can purchase the best benefits. And it's not all about money. Although money is very important, it's really about a sense of freedom and choices, you know. So you can work as hard as you want on the job, but at the end of the day, somebody has control on how far you go, how much you make, how long you have off, where you live, how you live. It controls every aspect of your life. And although I had a good job and made good money, I wasn't free. They talk about a glass ceiling. It felt like a brick to me. I learned early on that I was only going to go so high, you know. And I tried the whole go back to school and get a master's degree thing. I'm 40 years old at that time. You know what? I can't do this. And why should I have to? Because I had more experience than the people who they were going to put over me. But that's the way it is. And you know what the funny thing is? The people who run corporate America, they don't follow these rules. They go to school, get a degree, and then you work your way up from the bottom. That's not the rule book they follow. See, they gave us one playbook, but they got another one. And how do they perpetuate this year after year, generation after generation, and how do we buy into it? You know how? Because people who we love and respect have told us that this is the way. Our parents, our teachers, our clergy, you know, and it's been ingrained in you since you were a little kid. So now it's what you believe. And we will fight for our beliefs. We will fight to be right, even if it don't serve us. Because we just don't know another way. But I got a couple of things, and then I'm going to let y'all go out off of this rant. Look at the people who are telling you how to be successful and do an assessment. What are they doing and how are they doing it? Are they living the life that they want to live? Or are they working check to check, living a mediocre life, just trying to get to retirement so they can live on a percentage of what they can't live on right now? If you follow their advice, that's exactly where you're going to end up. And it's not, they don't mean anything bad by it. They just don't know how to do it differently because they got the same advice that they gave you. You know, it was ingrained in them. And I got some people who probably going to send me some messages now like, hold up, you know, because we will fight to be right, even if it doesn't feel right. Even if you know that you're not going to get ahead. That system is only made for you to survive. It is not made for you to thrive. It's ingrained in us in our education. Our education does not teach us to be creative thinkers, because that's who people who create things, that's who amass wealth. They teach us to follow the rules, to get in line and not to stand out, to look like everybody else, act like everybody else, talk like everybody else. You know, they say those who can do and those who can't teach. And before my teachers send in, I respect you, teachers, and we need you. Because I believe there's a place for school. I'm not saying that school, you shouldn't go to school. I just think that you should understand why you're going and understand what your goal is to get out of it. But, for example, an economics professor. That sounds like an oxymoron to me. Here you are with all the knowledge of the economy. You have studied that thing in detail. You know all the formulas. You know what happens if you do this and do that as it relates to money and finance. You understand economics, but you haven't figured out how to make it work for you. Now, I know there are some people that just have a calling to be a teacher. And if that's your calling, you are living an abundant life. And I commend you for that. See, abundant life ain't about money. It's about choices. And that's your choice. But I'd be willing to bet that if you talk to an economics teacher and they actually had an opportunity to make 7 figures, they wouldn't settle for being a professor. Or they make their seven figures and then teach people on the side. See, because you can have a calling to be a teacher, it doesn't mean it has to be your profession. Honorable profession. You can see how I'm really struggling with this. I'm really struggling because I don't mean to step on toes, because I know that you are doing good things and we need you all. I need you. My kids need you. My grandkids need you. But I'm just saying, like, if you're doing it because it's your calling, then you're free. You are living that abundant life. You are working in your purpose. But if you just check to check and you don't like going to school, you don't like getting up going to your job every day. This is for everybody. Now I'm off teachers. This is for everybody. If you don't like getting up and going to your job every day, you are not living your purpose. If you dread Sundays because Monday's the next day, you are not in the right place. You just live for Fridays. What a sad existence. Most people do it because that's what they were taught. And because we don't have a lot of people to mimic something different, we don't know what to do, so we do what everybody else does. And then the person who steps outside of that box and they become an entrepreneur, we ridicule them. We really wait to see if they are successful before we jump on the bandwagon and say, good job, go for it. You know, most of the time we're like, that don't work. And, you know, so a true entrepreneur is fighting the voices in their heads and the voices around them because they don't fit in. They don't follow the structure. They want to break out and they want to live life. They don't just want to exist. And so that's an odd duck, you know. And in our society, odd ducks are ostracized, made fun of, you know. But we're all odd. We're all made different. There's no two people the same, even if you're twins. We are made different, and we're made to shine, and we're made to create, and we're made to put our gifts in the world. But we have been taught, it has been so ingrained that you work a 9 to 5 until you retire, and then you can start living. Then you're free. But then you don't have enough money. Doesn't make sense. So, what's the alternative? The alternative is to work for yourself. Now, I'm not saying quit your job today. I worked in math for 20 years because I couldn't just leave. I had a son to raise, and I was just learning this journey, you know, so you want to do it smart. I'm not saying quit your job today and jump out there and start your own business. No. But I'm saying start thinking in terms of what it is you really want to do. Maybe your job can supply the funds that you need to do what you want to do. Everybody is different. Everybody's different. But I can just tell you this, when you start living the life that you choose instead of the following the roadmap that somebody gave you, that everybody's supposed to fit in this one little box, the roadmap works the same for everybody. It can't possibly. So step outside of the box and try something new. If you haven't thought about it and what I'm saying today it like resonates with you, now's the time to start thinking about what is it that you can do to contribute to the world. It could be poetry. You could be writing, maybe you need to write a book. Maybe you got a hobby that you can turn into a business. Whatever it is, do something for you. You work too hard not to. But then if you've got an idea, at least work a side hustle so you can have a backup if the job leaves you. Because we know you're not going to leave the job, and that's okay. But have something that you do for yourself. It makes you feel so much better about this life to know that you're doing something with that little dash, you know, your birth date, then your death date, and there's a dash in between. Make that dash huge. Do something with it. Make a difference. You know, and then some of you've got a huge dream inside of you, but it's been beat down with education. They taught you not to dream, not to imagine, not to step outside that box. They promise you it's going to hurt, it's painful, and you know what? It really is, but life is painful. Even inside the box. Even inside the box. So, me, I'd rather have an adventure. That's just me, y'all. So, any rate, what I have done is I have taken some of the common sense things that I've learned about business, along with some of the training that I've had from my business course, and I've put them together in a workshop called From Idea to Income, where I'm going to show you in a very fun way how to move your ideas into a business. It's not a full-fledged business plan, although if you need that, I can do that for you too. But it's a plan for your business, whether it's part-time or full-time, whether you're just getting started or you've already been in business and you were affected by COVID-19 and now you have to pivot. I want to help people move, at least get started on transitioning to a life that you really want, a life where you can make choices, where you can travel, you can spend more time with your family, where you don't mind getting up going to work because you're doing something that you love to do. Believe me, that's real. When you do something that you love to do, it doesn't feel like work. I sweep floors and clean toilets inside my studio, and I'm just as happy because you know what? It's my studio. Thank you, Jesus. I'm telling you, it's real. So I want to get people to that. So that being said, I have a workshop teaching you how to go from idea to income. It's called Paint a Prettier Picture, after my book. And we're going to start with a painting. That's right, because this is what I do. Deja Hue Art. And also, I find that when I get people to loosen up with the painting, when you do one creative thing, it opens your mind to another thing and another thing and another thing. And so I loosen you up with a painting, and it's fun. And then we figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, and we put some things together. We will dreamstorm together. And I said that right, dreamstorm, not brainstorm. We're going to dreamstorm your ideas together. Now, if you're interested, you can give me a call. All my information is on the website, dejahueart.com, or you can email me at shift, SHIFT, and paint, ANDPAINT, at gmail.com, because we're going to make a shift. I'm going to teach you how to shift from corporate captivity to entrepreneurship on a part-time or full-time basis. You don't have to quit your job yet, but you will once we get you started. But the cool thing is, this plan, this what we work on together, is something that you can use through perpetuity, because it works for everything. It's the plan that I use to open Deja Hue. It's the plan that I use to pivot when things went south, when they closed the doors. And it's the plan that I'm using to catapult my new workshop. And also, I have some other ideas that I'm working on that I don't put out publicly because I know some of my competitors are listening. But once we get that momentum going, I'm going to share it. So, it's a plan that you can use if you're adding on to your business or you want to increase what you're doing. So it's not a one-time thing, one and done. Once you know how to do this, you can apply it to everything. Everything. So that being said, the workshop starts July the 12th. It's a 4-week workshop. We're going to spend some time together talking about each and every step of the way. When you're done, you will have a plan for your business that includes understanding who your market is and a marketing strategy for reaching them. And if you're in business and you're thinking like everybody's my market, you need to come to the workshop. If you feel like everybody could use it, they probably could, but we need to talk about who your ideal market is. When you leave there, you will understand your You will understand your financial needs, your financial goals, and we'll put a plan in place for you to grow your business year over year. So, that being said, I just want to, I hope you guys will come out and check out the workshop. A lot of this information will be in my new book. The book comes out in October, and I appreciate your time. I'm going to get back to my training, and I appreciate you guys listening to me. See, just like I offer training, I get training. It's pivotal to your success. Pivotal. The training that I'm going through has pushed me forward leaps and bounds. And I want to share that back with you. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I will, before you sign up for the workshop, and by the way, the workshop is $347. It's a 4-week workshop. But before you sign up, because I know some of you are thinking, oh my God, that's a lot of money. But if you have a $10,000 problem, meaning you got an idea, but you haven't figured out how to make your money with it, and if you just get it out there, you know you can make a quick $10,000. Is it worth $347 to make $10,000? I don't even think we have to answer that. Also, the one thing that I know about true business people, you know that you have to make an investment. 2 investments. First, you will have to make a financial investment to move forward. And I used to offer my services totally free, but I learned that those people who do it free and only do it free, they don't have any skin in the game. See, but a person who's willing to invest financially in themselves, man, that's the person I can work with. Now, you can go out and look up how much it costs to do a business plan, but we do more than that. Think about somebody who's going to help you, who's been in the trenches, who's done what you've done. I've done it. I've been there. And I'm going to go with you step by step so you get that. But then the second thing, you're going to have to invest time. If you're going to grow a business, you've got to invest time. And I know that you're working full time. Guess what? I worked full time for 3 years and ran a business full time for 3 years. See, this is who I want in this. This is who I want in the workshop. I want the person to know you got something. You just haven't figured out the process. You just need a little help, a little push, a little encouragement. Somebody you can ask questions to. That's what I'm looking for. If you're still saying, oh, maybe, but that's a lot of money. Cool. You're not ready yet. And that's okay. That's okay. Go back to work and let them knock you around a few more times and then come on back. But this is the thing. That's my launch price. It's not going to get cheaper. $347 is the launch price. The actual price of this workshop, for who I'm really targeting, it's really going to be $547. But I want to get 10, no more than 15 people who I can work with personally, and we can really get this thing off the ground. If you are interested in just like goal setting and that's something that you want to do personally or professionally, you can come to the first class. The first class is just $97, and that's going to be us painting a prettier picture. It's going to line up with your goals. We're going to paint. We're going to let that creativity go. We're going to write out our goals. We're going to figure out what we want to do, and we're going to work and get you on the right track. That's just a one class. So if you want to take part in that, that's fine. It'll just be $97. But for those people who know you're launching a business or you're trying to grow your existing business, it's $347. You want to sign up for the 4-week course so that we can just grow together. Now, anybody who's not sure at this point, I am open, and this is open to everybody. Even if you're sure, I want to have a 20-minute conversation before you even sign up. So email me, call me. Let's have a 20-minute conversation because I want to make sure that I'm the right person, that I can help you. I can't help everybody, and if I can't, I will tell you. And I will also find somebody who can. So you can't lose in a 20-minute free conversation. So, thanks so much for listening. My name is Kathy Jackson. You can reach me at 773-609-1869. 773-609-1869. And you can also email me at shiftandpaint@gmail.com. I'll have that information in the feed so you can copy it. July the 12th is the first day of the workshop. I'm going to be mailing out the kits to you, so the sooner the better. We're going to need at least a week before so I can make sure that you have your kits, because you don't have to be in the workshop. I will be in the studio, but I will be broadcasting via Zoom so we can work together from the comfort of your home. We've got this thing down pat now. Thanks so much. Have a blessed week, and I will see you guys on next week. Thanks.